Now please pay attention, because now we are going to discuss with a very important topic, that is the human male reproductive system. So we are going to discuss it step by step. First of all, in case of human male reproductive system, we have a special organ that is known as scrutum. What is it? It is scrutum. So you can see in the image that this pouch like structure which is more pigmented, just see here, the pouch like structure which is more pigmented, it is known as scrutum. Now a few lines about scrutum. The scrutum contains two separate sacs. So it contains two separate sacs which we call as testis. What are these two separate sacs? These are testes, and we will learn later on that testes are the primary sex organs in case of males. So scrutum contains two separate sacs which we call as testes. Now the temperature in the scrutum is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower than the body temperature. So the temperature here is lower. Why it is lower than the body temperature? Because the formation of sperms actually needs the temperature that is lower than the body temperature. Remember that the temperature needs to be lowered for the formation of sperms. So that is why you can see that scrutum is the pouch which hangs outside your abdomen, right? So this is because that the temperature required by the sperm formation is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower. Then next we have scrutum remains connected with abdomen by inguinal canals. So how the scrutum remains connected? With the abdomen by the canals that we call as inguinal canals. Next organ that is very important, that is a primary sex organ in case of males, it is the testis. What is it? It is testis. So I am repeating again, testes are the primary sex organs. They are suspended in the scrutum by spermatic cords. So in the scrutum they are suspended by spermatic cords. Now we have a term that we call as gubernaculum. We have a term that is gubernaculum. This gubernaculum is the fibrous cord that extends from the caudal end of testis to the scrotal wall. So from this caudal end to the scrotal wall we have this fibrous cord. Okay, so you can just look in the image and just imagine that from here till here. So it is the fibrous cord that extends from caudal end of testis to scrotal wall, and the testes are generally oval shaped with length that is 4 to 5 centimeter and width that is 2 to 3 centimeter. So I'll just tell you a very simple trick to memorize all this. We'll just recall it and you can have this learning by heart in just few minutes. So remember scrutum, it has two separate sacs which we call as testes. They are the primary sex organs, and in the scrutum we have a temperature that is lower than the body temperature. How much lower? 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower. Why it is so? Because the formation of sperm needs a lower temperature, and scrutum remains connected with the abdomen by inguinal canals. What was scrutum? It was the pigmented pouch hanging outside this abdominal cavity, right? Then we have testis. Testes are the primary sex organs suspended in scrutum by spermatic cords, and we have a fibrous cord that extends from caudal end of testes to the scrotal wall which we call as gubernaculum. The testes are oval in shape, 4 to 5 centimeter length and 2 to 3 centimeter width. So what is the trick? Just remember these points. You will be able to expand these points when you write an answer. Now we move on to this section of testes. Here I'll begin with the three layers that surround the testis. The three layers are namely Tunica vaginalis, Tunica albuginea and Tunica vasculosa. So the names may sound hard to learn, but they are very simple. So first layer we have Tunica vaginalis. Just look here. This is the first layer which surrounds the testis, right? So this is the cross section of testis, and this is the first layer that surrounds the testis which we call as Tunica vaginalis. And it is further divided into these three layers. We have a parietal layer, then we have this cavity, and then we have the visceral layer. Then the second layer is Tunica albuginea. This is the Tunica albuginea, right? Then we have Tunica vasculosa. Now this Tunica vasculosa actually contains a network of capillaries. So there is a network of capillaries. This layer is known as Tunica vasculosa. So we have three layers that surround the testis. Remember, we have Tunica vaginalis, the outer one, right? Then we have Tunica albuginea, the next to Tunica vaginalis. Then we have Tunica vasculosa. So remember from vasculosa that there is a network of capillaries which surrounds it, right? So this is about the three layers that surround the testes of male reproductive system.